How's it going, everybody? Rye right here today, and we are back with your Columbus Blue Jackets here in episode number 9, ready to get it started in season number 3. And at the end of the last one, guys, the wheel said our owner wants a splash, and I asked you guys about a goalie trade. You agreed that goaltending upgrade would be the smart move, so I decided to go after a goalie that is 2 overall higher than Merzlikins, because I feel like that's a splash trade, and I have one in mind. But before we get started, guys, I am on the road to 4,000 subscribers, and over 70% of you are not subscribed. So if you are new and are loving the series, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I do have an idea for a new series coming up very soon, so don't miss that one. Also, you guys have been hitting the like goal on every video so far, so can we get to 15 likes on this episode? The support has been crazy, guys, and I am absolutely having so much fun with this franchise mode. But like I said at the start, at the end of the last one, we said that the owner wanted a big splash trade, and I proposed to you guys that we go after a goalie. You guys agree with that idea? Even a fun pun or a fun joke there from Oisenholz. I always say your name wrong. Oisenholz, I want to say, is your username. But anyway, you guys did agree that goaltending was probably the move here, and just taking a look at what goaltenders are out there, right? If we scroll down, we can find ourselves Merzlikins, right? 84, 31, right? I think we want to swing bigger, though, and go 2 overall higher or better, right? And there's a bunch of names out here and there. I mean, Wolf would be an amazing option, right? 87, 24 from the Calgary Flames. The question is, would they want to get rid of him? Justin Wolf is crazy. Jesper Wallstedt from the Minnesota Wild. He looks absolutely insane, right? Yaroslav Askarov, who's already got an X Factor, right, is incredible. We got to look at these teams, though. Spencer Knight is low franchise. I mean, I highly doubt I'm going to get him. So we're going to take a look at what those teams might want. I think I'm going to go after those guys first. There was one other name that I didn't mention, Devin Levi from the Buffalo Sabres. That's the guy I came into this video with the intent of trading for. I just want to take a look at the other goaltending situations for those other teams with those elite goaltenders. Do they have guys that they could, would they potentially trade Wolf? Probably not. They've got Markstrom. He's only got 1 year left. Wolf has 1 year left. They have Matt Murray, it seems like. He's got 1 year left. Is that Matt Murray? Is that a different Matt Murray? Anyway, I don't think we would be able to get Wolf off of them realistically. It looks like there are trade offers out there that we could go out and get, like Luton in a second. That could be nice. We'll go to the Minnesota Wild next. I believe they were another one with a goaltender. Yeah. They do have Gustafsson and Wallstedt, but Gustafsson is a year away. They've got Hunter Jones here. A lot of 1 year left on these goaltenders. They are not extending their goaltenders. To get Wallstedt, would take Middlestat, Sillinger, Tessier, Marchenko, Matichuk. Would take just Chinikov for Wallstedt straight up. I like Chinikov, but I almost might say that would be a good trade there for Wallstedt. That would be a splash trade, right? And the Nashville Predators, Askarov, they've got Saros, right? And 2 years, wow, this would be a great deal, right? Because they're not going to be able to pay him at the end of that contract. Saros is already, as we know, one of the best goaltenders in the league. 2 seconds and Lutonen. 2 seconds and Lutonen, and we would get Askarov. Wow. 88 at 23. He's got another year left on an ELC deal here. He's going to ask for a ton of money, though. He's absolutely going to ask for a ton of money. And we would have to give up Lutonen, who we just took in the first round this year, as well as a second this year and a second next year. Taking a look, we don't have too many picks to play around with. Next year, we're looking fine. This year, we gave up a fourth. It's a fourth. It's not that big of a deal. But to give up our second is quite a lot. It's kind of the splash trade, though, that the owner might want. And for 2 seconds in Lutonen, you know what? I almost might say, why don't I see if I can make my own deal? Give them our first. A first for Askarov, I feel like would be a fair trade for them. They get a first. They're a conservative buyer. So are we. I'd like to think that we're going to make another deep run in the postseason. We've got young elite talent. This is a goaltender that we could have, as an elite player for us. I think that this, giving up our first for Askarov makes a ton of sense. And this is a splash trade. There's no reason to check where he fits. Taking a look at his stats, 96 angles, 96 rebound control, 95 recovery, 93 vision, 92 speed, 91 agility. His glove high is a little low, which is a little bit concerning, but it is what it is. I think he's already got an X Factor too, right? No timer, which I think could help us a ton. again, another year on that ELC. I think I'm absolutely going to try and just give up our first, keep our second and our third, and see if we can get Askarov for the first. It's quite far off and doesn't meet the trade block particularly well. Okay, Skaters matching the block. Who do they... Okay, so they want current players. I don't want to really give them Luthinen. I'll give them Noel Gunler, who I just signed him in free agency. But if they want him and it moves the needle for them, they would have too many skaters in the org. Okay, how about a rookie skater? Not Rensfeldt. You know what? I might give him Dumais. He's 21. 70 with 2 years left, low elite, so maybe they feel like they can turn him into something, and I'll just grab whatever player they want to get rid of. The worst value here goes to Street. 3 years left, sure, why not? Street, a first and Dumais, right? Because Dumais is a guy that they could potentially hit on, right? A late bloomer, somebody that could develop into something for them. Plus, they get a first-round pick. They already have Saros on their team. They don't necessarily need 2 goaltenders. I mean, I could go after Saros, but I'm going to try and go after the younger guy on the cheaper deal. Will it go through? Trade rejected. It's quite close to fair value. So we could easily get this thing to go by throwing in a 7th. I'll see if I can throw in next year's 7th, just because. I don't know why I'm being a stickler about it, but I'm going to do it. We'd have to move Merzlikins down to the... we'd have to move him down. That's fine. We know this trade is going to work. So we got Askarov and Street for a first, Dumais, and a 7th. So in order to prevent the logjam, we're going to try and do a 3-team trade here. See if we can just see what teams would give us for Merzlikins. Find an with open trade block would be Svechnikov in a 7th, a 3rd in Gallagher, a 4th in Drouin, and a 4th and a 5th from the Capitals. I don't really want to give them to a division rival. All the teams that want them are in the East here. Let's see what Montreal would have and would want. They have a bunch of draft picks. What is their goaltender situation? Does it make sense? I mean, yeah, they got Marc-Andre Fleury, they got Mrazek, they got Primo. I mean, it's not the greatest. They've got a lot of goaltenders. They would have to make a move for just something for some reason here. I guess I could look at Washington's situation, but I think I'd want a little bit better than a 3rd. If I can get this, maybe a 2nd out of them for Merzlikins, they would have more than 50 players in the org, and I think the 2nd's a little bit too rich. We'll go with that, and then skaters matching the block. Who do they want to get rid of? Who's got the least amount of trade value? Brendan Gallagher is, geez, yeah, I can see why. I'd take a guy like Pitlick if they want to give him to me. Oh, come on. Let's just go with all skaters that they have and find somebody signed. Gallagher, oh my God, he's literally an albatross of a contract. I'm not taking that on. Ryan Paling here. Nurmi. Gilson. They signed Gilson, 18. Is this the... I think they fixed this, but we'll see if we can get Gilson as well. Oh, they'd be over the league maximum salary cap. That is the big kicker. Okay. Washington. I'll go call Washington. They have the cap... The Washington's got the cap space to take them on, and they want him. Can you give me a 2nd for him? The 2nd's not going to go through. Trade rejected. I didn't think that. Yeah, I figured I'd try it, but I didn't think it was going to go through. I'd take a 3rd. We could probably get something else. A 3rd, maybe a 5th for him. The 3rd and a 5th for Merzlikins. Trade rejected. Done all right. I feel like the 5th might be a little bit too rich. I feel like the 7th would be too rich too. So we'll see if we'll get a next year's 7th. Trade rejected. Insufficient at all. Okay, how about just for the 3rd? We'd have to call up Greaves to the NHL. That's fine. Accept it. Go. We're under the pro roster limit. That's fine. So in the system, we'll go to goalies. We'll call up Greaves for just a minute. Yep, no waivers. Beautiful. We'll just make more roster. Actually, we'll just have to edit NHL lines. We'll throw them in there for a second. And then we'll make the Askarov and Street trade. And we'll have that splash trade, guys. Oh, man, it's going to be exciting. We got... Our goaltenders are going to be so cheap, too. Which means we have a little bit of wiggle room when signing some players, especially a guy like Fantilli, right? That was one of the guys that we're not sure about signing yet, right? I definitely want to bring him back, obviously, but 12 million feels like an awful lot. Askarov there, and then we'll also throw in just skaters matching the block. They want to get rid of Street. There he is. All right, and then we give up our first-round pick this year. Give up that 7th-round pick that we took. Otherwise, I can't... Oh, we didn't take the 7th-round pick, but... and then we'll also throw in rookie skaters, Dumais. Dumais, a 1st and a 7th for Askarov and Street. There we go. Accepted. Consider it a done deal. We have made the splash trade for a brand new goaltender, Askarov, Yaroslav Askarov. Welcome to the Columbus Blue Jackets. And now we need to make sure that we get everything set up here. Make sure nothing went too crazy. So we'll go to our roster moves here. And make sure that in the system, we call up goaltender Askarov. And then in the NHL, we'll send down Greaves. No waivers, no waivers. Beautiful. Askarov is our #1 goaltender. He is, oh my God, he's so good. He's 88 already at 23, and he's got another year on a really cheap deal. Hopefully he plays tremendously for us, right? The last thing I want to see is we bring in Yaroslav Askarov and he just puts up pedestrian numbers. The no-timer, the great one-timer saves is going to be awesome. I'm so happy to start having an X Factor, and he can continue to develop more, which is super cool this year. But let's go ahead. Let's get up to the first game of the season now that we made the big trade. We made the big one. And we have a home opener against the Boston Bruins. So let's go ahead and do it. Do we open with a ton of games at home? I'm going to decline this trade for Agostino. Let's see. Yep, nope. I'm really starting to hate these trade offers, to be honest. So we're going to go ahead, just skip forward to the start of the season. So here we are, ready to get started this season. Obviously, we're going to jump into this one. We're going to play it. We're going to play the third period. Hopefully, things start well, but I had to tweak some of the power play and penalty kill as well after the offseason. But we start the season 1-1. Rensfeld getting his first career goal early. Holy smokes. And then Matt Duchene scores for Boston. We score 2 more. Laine and then Peak. And I think, you know what? We're not going to bother jumping in. We're going to let this one sim out. And maybe we should have. It was close, but a 4-3 win over Boston. And I kind of want to jump into the next one there. Actually, you know what? Let's jump into this game against the Rangers. Those are always important games. And I always like to do the home opener, but I feel like it's less impressive now. We're used to this team. So let's go ahead and play this game against the New York Rangers, against Minnesota. We're going to win 5-1. Beautiful. Back-to-back wins there. Adam Fantilli with 2 goals, 3 points. So, all right. This game is probably going to be a game that we end up jumping into no matter what. So right now, after 1, it's 0-0. After 2, we're down by 2 with Zibanejad scoring 2 on Askarov. And while that can't stand, we need to make something happen here. Down by 2. A pretty interesting deficit. You know, we're usually tied or winning or down by 1. Now down by 2, but we have Askarov, we've got Rensfeld, we got a lot of new players as well as some pretty exciting talent that has grown and developed. Kent Johnson now with his skilled up. We'll see how that one goes. But Miller now is going to get it over to Kakko. Kakko goes to Zibanejad to Panarin. Kakko! Oh my God. They just diced us up within seconds, and Kakko extends the lead to 3. I didn't get a chance to touch the puck there. We're just going to roll 4 lines. I guess I guess we'll just have to just accept the fact that we're down by 3 right now. I'd like to touch the puck, please. Please. Panarin gets knocked down. He does get it deep, though. We're going to get that thing up to Kent Johnson. We stop. We turn around. We skate. Can we just... Guys, get out of my freaking way. Oh, my God. All right. Oh, my God. Everybody's just standing in the lanes, in the way. Finding Goudreau in front of the net, and we can't get the breakaway goal, but we do go on the power play, which is very, very important here. We got to capitalize on this one. Power play 2 coming out. Power play defense 1 with Fantilli and Boqvist. I liked Fantilli's shot, so I wanted to see him out there on the blue line. And a tripping penalty from RAI. And just like that, Beauvillier gets rid of the power play with a chance to come back, and now it's 4-on-4. A lot of open ice, but still, would have loved to have that power play, though. Laine now skates around his man. Laine cuts in, backhand, good save there. I don't know if that's Shesterkin in net or if that's their backup. I missed the hit, though. Zibanejad now skates in. Boqvist, good stick. We're going to get that thing up to Werenski. Werenski over to Laine. Laine up to Casey Middlestat. Middlestat's in on goal. Toe drags. Oh, and the puck sits in the crease. Laine's there. He can't get it home. Hedl now with the puck. We're going to nudge him off of it. Boqvist, nice. We'll go over there to Chinakhov. Chinakhov, can he get into the zone? No, he can't. Trouba steps up aggressively. Well, what else is new? And now we get the puck. We'll go to Boqvist. We'll go back to Chinakhov. Chinakhov's in the shot. I thought I saw maybe a little bit short side, but we can't pick up our own rebound. And now halfway through the period, things are not looking good. Hedl Gets knocked off of it. Marchenko picks it up. We're going to get that puck out to Beauvillier, the guy who took the penalty. Gets leveled. Fantilli now on the forecheck. Fantilli on Jones. Knocks him down, but is unable to get the puck. Trouba gets it out to Hedel. Jirasek. There we go. Beautiful. Marchenko. Oh, can't do anything with the puck. And I tried to hit him, but there we go. All right, we'll get it up to Cole Sillinger. Sillinger now. Sillinger around his man. Across Beauvillier. It's there. He scores. He makes up for it. And just 8 minutes to go in the period. We still got a little bit of life here, guys. There's a little bit of life on this one. Beauvillier's second of the season. And we have cut the lead back to 2. A good cross. Sogard, I believe that went in off the goalie, off of Sogard. Doesn't matter, we'll take it. Beauvillier moves up, ties the team lead with 3 points. A bunch of players at a point per game right now. Love to see it. Line 4 out there, not exactly in love with that. But hey, maybe we need them to spark something for us. I mean, heck, we did kind of just get a goal for... Oh my god, this AI, this line is just saucing us every time. We can't win the face-off. Sillinger, get that puck. Severson, good block. And that puck is out. Tessier now on the breakaway. Tessier in, shoots a low, and a good save there from Sogard. Zibanejad now. Kako. Oh, man, and that was a great chance. If we would have scored that one, that would have put a lot of pressure on the Rangers. But for now, we're just going to have to deal without it. Kent Johnson gets stood up by Capo Kako, who comes away with the puck. Johnson pokes it away. Trouba is there. He then skates off the ice. We're going to go into Laine. Laine. Back to Johnson. Johnson shoots. The rebound. Goudreau can't get it home. Goudreau now. We're going to go to Severson. 2 minutes to go. We'll go point to point. Jirasek shoots. Tipped home by Goudreau. We're now down by 1. An opportunity now to come back in this one and tie the game. Goudreau with the point shot from Jirasek. He gets his first of the year. Picks right up where he left off last season, actually, with that incredible season. But Johnny Goudreau now also has 3. We have 5 players with 3 points this season. And it's game number 3. But with 2 minutes to go, I should have called a timeout. I should have absolutely called a timeout, but it doesn't matter because we win the face-off. We win the face-off. Can we get a low rebound shot? It's there! Oh, no! The puck was there, too. VC now gets it knocked off. He's going to skate around with it. We need to get full pressure going and fast. Oh, come! This is my least favorite when the AI does that. Lafreniere almost tried to sauce around us. Goudreau gets nudged. With 17 seconds to go, we need to put a lot of pressure on and fast. Beauvillier, we can't get the puck. And that's probably going to be it unless we can get something quick. We can't get the puck. We can't get the puck where we want it to go. Askarov passes it out. We get it up to Kent Johnson. Over there to Beauvillier, who shoots at the buzzer, and it's saved. And we, unfortunately, are unable to come back in this one against the Rangers. I mean, honestly, we dominated the period, 3-9 in shots, but just couldn't get it done when it was necessary. The 1 goal against 2 where they just, I mean, tic-tac-toe just seconds into the period. But that loss hopefully won't hurt us. I mean, I think we might have lost anyway, even if I didn't jump in. We were down by 2 when I jumped in. So let's get to the end of the month here. Central Scouting has released their rankings. That's cool. We do make it 2 losses in a row, but we do beat the Leafs, then bounce back. Well, I can't say bounce back. We're 4-3-1. This is not exactly how I was hoping it would go. Kent Johnson, though, with 9 points. We're second in the division. I guess I can't talk too much. We are second in the division. The Rangers are just insane. 7-1 in their first 8. It's way too early to draw any kind of conclusion, so we're just going to keep simulating. We'll probably get up to about the midpoint of the season. And January 1st is usually when I like to, like I always say, it's my trade deadline. It's my time to make moves. I feel like I've got enough information and enough statistics at that point. Back-to-back wins against Eastern Conference opponents. Can we make it 3 in a row? We don't. Technically, it was 3 in a row when we beat, I believe it was the Capitals. Yes. And then, okay, so we're bouncing back with wins every time we lose, which is great, but we need to string a couple wins in a row, not just bounce up and down. There we go. There's a couple in a row. There's 4 in a row. Really found our footing here at the end of November. 5 straight wins, and 8-2 win over the Devils in the division. 8-0 over the Senators, who are 4-15-3. I guess it's not as impressive anymore, but holy crap. Johnny Goudreau is a point per game. We have 31 points in 23. That is good enough for second best in the league, behind the Sabres and the Panthers. They have a game in hand on us too, so we'll keep it rolling. No need to change anything. Things are working. Johnny Gaudreau's a point per game. We'll go another couple weeks. I kind of want to see, there's a lot of games coming up. We'll go up to this Chicago game, see if we need to make some changes. We'll take a look at the stats at that point too. See who's playing well and maybe who needs some waking up. But shootout loss there, followed by a loss. 3 straight losses. I know we did get a point, but we bounced back with 2 wins, a 6-1 and a 3-1. So 17-9-2 right now. We are 28 games into the season. Line A is our top point getter, 36 points. I mean, we are a really good team. We're not as dominant as we were last year, though, which is pretty interesting. So let's take a look at the players. Yikes, I don't like to see that Kent Johnson's not near the top here. Yes, he is a +1, but he's not near the top. Beauvillier is actually having a great season. Fantilli's even, right? So I criticized him about asking for that massive extension because he was a -19 and a -11. He's now even. So that's definitely getting better. But the team, it seems like we're allowing as many as we're scoring, and that's not necessarily a recipe for success. Anybody down here looking disappointing? The 4th line is actually looking really good. The 3rd line, Chinikov, Middlestat, Jenner, doing their work. Marchenko, Fantilli, Beauvillier is actually killing it. And then Laine and Gaudreau are the only 2 minuses. So that's pretty interesting to see there. Defensively, the minus pairing is Rensfeldt and Peak. Interesting. Rensfeldt with 7 points. He's up to an 80. Yep. Medium elite still. And -3, though. He's the big minus. But Severson, +9. Jirasek, +8. Boqvist has got 22 points in 28 games. We saw that happen last season. And here's the big one, the goaltending stats. Askarov is playing exactly like I would hope. Okay, so I'm not going to blame the goaltending. I think something needs to change for us. That top line, they're scoring points, but they're also getting scored on maybe a little bit too much. So we've got just 2 weeks here throughout December. I think what I will change is defensively. I think I'll move Rensfeldt up to play with Jirasek and then Severson down with Peak. Hopefully that can start spurring something. We'll see. It's a 2-week change, right? If it completely blows up, we can easily go back. So we got these couple, 3 weeks left in December. We'll get up to January 1. Against Chicago, we win. We win against Seattle. We beat Washington. We beat Philly. Oh, beautiful. We do lose to Toronto, but that's okay. That's coming off of 4 straight wins? 5 straight? 2 losses, 3 losses, and then a win. So 3 losses after 5 straight. It's okay, right? We're a pretty streaky team up and down. Tied for first with the Islanders. Only 2 points ahead of the Capitals, the Penguins. This should be a pretty engaging season, guys. This should be pretty entertaining. But I think the splash trade did benefit us, right? Johnny Gaudreau not quite putting up as many points as we were last season. I'm not sure what that's about. A lot of minuses now. Big old minus. Rensfeldt's a -6. I think that got better. I want to say he was like a -7. Can't remember. Maybe Rensfeldt needs to play on. Maybe I need to shelter him a bit more. Maybe I need to move Severson up. Maybe I that was a bad idea to make that change because it seems like the rest of the team became a big old -2. Beauvillier, maybe I flip-flop him with a guy like Middlestat, like a guy like Chinikov. And surround Fantilli with a playmaker and a sniper, right? I mean, Casey Middlestat's not exactly a stalwart of defense, but Chinikov isn't either. So defensively then, I think I'll just move Severson up. I mean, I could move... Oh, look at that. Jirasek's up to an 84. I just noticed that. So he's got that big contract kicking in next year. So things are looking okay. I'm fine with this. We'll flip-flop these guys so we can... Yep, that's exactly how I want to do it. Fantilli can play left wing. Fantilli, what is your face-off rating? 76? It's better than Casey Middlestat's technically. But what is your... Yeah, he's a -4. He's shooting a lot better this year, right? That is great to see. Face-off percentage, it's not great. So, I don't know. I'm really not sure what to do with this. I think we've got a good enough team to just continue to push forward and just hope that things start to figure it out. But honestly, I can't really explain why our team is allowing so many goals. One thing, let's check out the team stats. That might be a good place to check out next. So yeah, taking a look at goals for per game, we're at 342, which is second best in the division. Goals against per game, we are 286, the second best in the division. Yet nobody on our team wants to be a minus? Is it because of we're only scoring on the power play? I mean, 27% on the power play. And on the penalty kill, 86.5. So it seems like we're scoring a ton. at even strength. We're not getting scored on, I'm sorry, we're scoring a ton on the power play. We're not getting scored on a ton shorthanded. Therefore, the only times we get scored on, which isn't very often, is when we're at even strength. So I think it's kind of an inherent disadvantage that our penalty kills and our power play are so good, because 29 power play goals for, that's, oh God, I gotta pull it up here. 29 divided by 123. That's a quarter of our goals essentially are coming with the man advantage. So we're not going to get a plus there, which is why I wish they would add things like expected goals or Corsi or anything like that. Just give me something like that. Power play goals against is only 12 of our 103, right? So 12 divided by 103, that's going to be like 12%. Yeah, it's 11.6%. So if we're scoring a quarter of our goals on the power play and 90% of our goals are coming against that even strength, you can kind of see how the minus is working out there. So I'm not actually going to panic too much. I think we're fine. I think we're a dominant team. We're obviously second best in the division. I think regulation wins. I'm happy to see them add that now. That is the true tiebreaker at 19 here. So really, we're right there with the New York Islanders as the season progresses. We're not getting the luck of getting into overtime and losing. We either win it period, or we lose in regulation. We're not getting that loser point. So if we can start to claim some of those, right? Maybe when the power play doesn't work on a certain night. But ultimately, I really think the team is looking good and we're in a good spot to move forward. But things can change, and in a hurry, because we got to go spin that wheel. Here we are at the wheel, ready to see if things are going fine. I'm not exactly ecstatic with how things are going, but I think things are going fine. Is that going to change? Am I going to live to regret what I just said? We have another player is going to unfollow all of their teammates on social media. Who's the one that isn't loving life in the locker room? Who is unfollowing all of the players on social media? It's going to be Kent Johnson. Oh, Kent Johnson, I guess, feels like things should be going better. I don't know if this is just a tantrum from him. I mean, considering if points-wise, he is third on the team. He is a +3. He's the only guy on his line that's a +3, but maybe he feels like he's underpaid. I'm not sure what we want to do here about Kent Johnson. Maybe we just kind of hope things don't boil over. I don't really know the move forward with Kent Johnson because he's locked in. I don't think this is a reason to trade him, but I think what we need to do is sit down with him, talk to him, and say, listen, we promise that things are going to get better. Hopefully, if things get better, Kent Johnson can start to come around and follow his teammates again, but that's something to keep an eye out for. Guys, let me know your thoughts about Kent Johnson unfollowing all of his teammates on social media down in the comment section. Also, make sure to leave a like while you're down there if you enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you want to see some more of the buttons right there, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free for all, but what we fall. It's a free for all,